Okay, drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me and hear me. I don't know why everything has to be so goddamn difficult. Oh my god, I wish people would stop texting me. Oh. Alright, seeing ones over on Rumble. Type refresh in the chat for people that are new around here and don't understand how it goes when I'm being attacked for no fucking reason. So fucking stupid. Glad the internet works to do taxes, but not to do my goddamn job. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and get into this next one, because who the fuck cares about TikTok, right? This next one's titled Confusion Over Epstein Accuser Virginia Somebody Their Health After Their Car Crash. We covered this day before yesterday, or whenever the last time we were live. And this person claims that they were hit by a bus while in another vehicle. Said they had 4 days to live because they were in critical condition. Now they're saying that's not true. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Well, prominent Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre says she's in a serious condition after a bus crash in Western Australia. Police say there were no reported injuries from the crash, which was only reported the next day.
It's a social media post which has gained international attention. Virginia Giuffre has revealed she was involved in a crash with a school bus in rural WA, saying she only had 4 days to live. Her agent has since clarified the incident, saying on March 24 in rural Western Australia, a school bus hit the car in which she was riding. The police were called but said that there was no one available to come to the scene. They asked if anyone was injured and suggested that if they were, they should make their way to the hospital. Details of the collision are minimal, but police have confirmed there was a minor crash between a bus and a car on that day.
There were no injuries reported to us. There was no calls made to us that we can establish. We did not attend that crash, which does not surprise me, because it was reported the following day by the bus driver.
The hospital she's been admitted to says she's in a stable condition. Kira Haynes, Sky News, Perth.
Well, like I said, we covered this video a couple days ago, and they were saying that she only had 4 days to live after being hit by a bus, but now they're saying that none of that is true. I don't know if this is all done intentionally to hurt her credibility, because she is supposedly a victim of Epstein and all of that. Now it looks like she's lying about bus crashes and stuff, and if that happens, then maybe she'd lie about accusations. So I don't know if this is all strung together for hurting her credibility or what exactly the situation is. I don't know if we will get a follow-up on this or not. It was already suspicious as it was. Now they're saying it's not even true. Next up, vaccination clinics close amid Texas measles outbreak. This is News Nation pushing scary measles propaganda, saying Trump that has cut medical funding. While so many people need help, they're saying that poor people have low vaccination rates, even though they've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years that it's conservatives that are anti-vaxxers. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this Epstein accuser supposedly faking their car crash. Master Meatball, suspect? Yeah, very much so. Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, no one wants the vax? No. Well, and it's dumb because most people they're already vaccinated for measles. Most people are. Guess who? The female who was with Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton, she got 30 million pounds from the UK, the former queen, to pay her off and make the case go away. It's interesting. Guess who? What's up, Slenderella? Happy freedom. Slenderella, they don't let you have jewelry like that in the hospital because it could catch on something and make for a bad situation. Something's definitely off. It is very suspicious, I will say that. Kung Fu, she needs to go on Joe Rogan and explain it? Absolutely. What's up, Let's Go Brandon? Happy freedom to you. Josh 1776, she was probably trying to get a book deal. Maybe. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy freedom to you. YouTube is fucking dead. Damn, I was almost having a good day before I started the live. Everything's going straight dog shit. I'm being tested lately. Big time. We'll go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, vaccination clinics close amid Texas measles outbreak. This is propaganda saying that that's a mean orange man over in the White House. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. And like I said, this is propaganda here, so we might as well get into it and figure out what they're lying to the normies about. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the commie tube, and let's get into this.
So there's a deadly nationwide measles outbreak, and there's some more bad news for Texas, which has been especially hit hard. Now, dozens of clinics to help people get vaccinated suddenly closed down due to federal funding cuts. Many scheduled to give out vaccinations for schools in those areas with low immunization rates. News Nation's Xavier Walton joining us live from Dallas, Texas this morning. I mean, Xavier, talk about a ripple effect here. Why the cuts at such a dire time?
And that's a question a lot of health officials are certainly asking. But when you talk about timing, I mean, Marky, this is terrible timing when you consider that there are some 20 states right now that have reported measles cases. You mentioned this, Texas smack dab in the middle of this outbreak, getting hit it hardest at this point, obviously. But when you stop and think about it, there certainly is a level of concern from health officials considering Dallas County. 3 of their CDC funding grants have been impacted by a federal funding freeze. Early estimates from officials say it could be in the millions of dollars. And then about $11.4 billion axed from community health departments nationwide. As a result, 50 vaccination clinics here have been scrapped. More than 20 public health workers have been laid off, including people who actually administer vaccines, and lab staff tasked with measles surveillance and prevention. Since January, Texas has reported more than 420 measles cases, according to the Department of Health. The funding cuts really hampering local efforts aimed at containing the spread of the disease, Marky.
And so, Xavier, now that budgets have been slashed, what happens to the public health organizations that are affected here?
In some respects, it'll be status quo, but in others, they're still scrambling. They're still trying to figure out exactly what to do, especially people, you know what, who have been laid off, especially some of those who are worried it's only going to get worse and the measles cases are only going to go up. But for now, they really are relying on those systems that are still in place, existing networks of clinics to administer those measles vaccine. Hey, it's a fluid situation. Public health officials across the state sounding the alarm, still warning cuts could further, speed up the spread of measles and strain their efforts to contain the outbreak, so to speak. And you got to remember this too, Marky. These cuts come after RFK Jr., the nation's top health official, already said that he was going to continue funding Texas's immunization program. And then on top of that, he said that this was one of the top priorities in ending this outbreak, Marky.
All right, Xavier, please keep us posted out of Texas. Appreciate it. And thanks for watching.
Okay, so everyone's going to die from measles because the mean orange man in the White House has been cutting all this waste. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. You know the normies are going to believe that shit. So when you go into Walmart, you see everybody with 3 masks on, you'll know why. It's because they really think they're going to die from the damn measles. What's crazy is that people are going to be scared of this shit even if they're vaccinated from it because they're so damn stupid. Have you seen the way people drive? I don't know how people live. Like, it's just crazy. I left the house today. It'd be the last time I fucking do that. Cannot stand how stupid people are. Saw that propaganda and was like, yeah, we should probably cover that. That way you can spot the idiots. They'll be wearing masks in the damn summertime. Be 119 degrees out. They got masks strapped all the way around their head. Bunch of fucking idiots. Next up, White House says that Musk, well, why do they write this shit like this? White House, Musk deny report on his DOGE departure, saying it's fake news. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about News Nation selling this propaganda. Here, Juicer, there's a level of concern. Be afraid, damn it. Yeah, that's exactly what they're selling. I don't know why. They're not even pointing people in the right direction. They're not telling them to get vaccinated or anything. They're like, please, just be afraid. Just be afraid. You don't have to go out and get vaccinated. You don't have to get boosters. You don't have to buy toilet paper. Just be scared. Just be afraid. And, oh, okay. I don't know how they make money off people just being afraid without actually telling them to go buy something, but that's all right. What's up, Shroomish? Happy freedom to you. Shroomish, is probably because we started the live like 15 times because life's hard. There's no real reason. Shroomish, I've slept 6 hours in 3 days or something like that. I'm doing great. I'm waiting for my teeth to start falling out. What's up, Astro Hammer? Happy freedom to you. There used to be bad drivers. Now they're not only bad, they just don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, it's really bad. It is really bad. People are driving like 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. They're passing people on double yellow lines. They're passing people on the shoulder of the road, even if they have to go off-road. There's nothing like being passed by somebody on your right side while they're driving through the grass to pass you. It's crazy. I think that if somebody does that, you should be allowed to like shoot into their vehicle or something, because at what point can you consider it they're using a vehicle to, put your life in danger? I cannot stand people. Like, not at all. I was raging out in Wesco earlier. None but fat bitches with 13 kids and all this other shit. I'm just so sick of people. Let's go, Brandon. Never get Rumble notifications. I don't anymore either. I used to, but now I don't. Sage Pup, measles. Oh no, time to stock up on toilet paper again. Yeah, basically. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mrs. BC? What's up, Susan? Happy freedom. Make defensive driving great again. I'm saying, I wish there was accountability. I wish somebody but me was susceptible to go to jail. Like, sucks. Sucks. I barely step out. I have a thought about breaking the law. SWAT team's here putting guns in my face. Everybody else, they're like raping their kids and shit, and nobody goes to jail. Nothing happens. Fucking politicians, bad schools, just lawyers, governors, everybody just fucking sucks. I'm the only one held to fucking anything. What's up, Kilgar? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Patriot Roy? Wayward, I thought I had the measles, but it was just my wiener. Yeah, it happens, Wayward. It happens. Josh 1776, the amount of migrants who cut you off at night without lights is so crazy. I don't see a lot of border crossers here. It's damn Michiganders. They don't know how to drive. I don't know why. Master Meatball, rig your car with a spike strip so it tosses it out on the right side. I mean, something. I've had people throw bits of porcelain out of their window to try and hit my windshield with it while driving like sporadically all over the road. It's like a road rash. That's what it's like. It's just fucking insane. I don't know. And what's real crazy is I'll be at Walmart and people won't even stand in the aisle with me. They'll come around that corner and they'll see me and then they'll just keep going. I'll be at a register. Everything will be packed. There won't be one person standing behind me. But man, I'm out in public driving around and people are like honking at me and swerving behind me or flashing their lights at me and all this. I'm like, you ain't tough. You're not tough. You won't even stand in line with me at Walmart. You want to act like you got all this entitlement while you're in the car. I get out of this fucking car and it's going to be a bunch of sorries. That's what it's going to be. I can't stand people. They're soft and fucking stupid. Just, oh my God. Anyways, let's go ahead and move forward here. This next one's White House, Musk deny report on his DOGE departure, saying it's fake news. Now, it's kind of weird because they're saying that what everybody else is talking about, which we covered a story 2 days ago about this, they're saying it's all fake news, but then they turn around and go, well, yeah, after 130 days or whatever, he is supposed to leave. So it's like, it's kind of fake news. It's more like the way it was presented to all of us was fake, but he is going to end up leaving sometime shortly because DOGE's job will be done eventually. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
All right, the White House says Elon Musk won't be going anywhere just yet, despite a report yesterday saying that he's going to step back from his DOGE role soon.
Okay, so what is really going on with the world's richest guy? Channeling Painter is here with the details. Channeling.
Good morning. So the White House and Elon Musk, they call it fake news, guys. So after a political article reports that Trump told his inner circle and members of his cabinet that Musk will be stepping back, saying, quote, the president is pleased with Elon Musk, but the decision comes as the tech mogul increasingly looks like a political liability. Well, the White House wasted no time in responding. The press secretary posting this, quote, this scoop is garbage. Elon Musk and President Trump have both publicly stated that Elon will depart from public service as a special government employee when his incredible work at DOGE is complete. To which Musk commented this, quote, yeah, fake news.
Well, I think he's amazing, but I also think he's got a big company to run. And so at some point he's going to be going back. I'd keep him as long as I could keep him. He's a very talented guy. I love very smart people. And he's very smart. And he's done a good job. DOGE has, we found numbers that nobody can even believe.
And Musk has been the public face of DOGE since the president signed an executive order establishing the office in January. But it has always been anticipated Musk would step back when his 130 days as a special government employee run out in May. And so far, the DOGE website reports savings of $140 billion as of March 30th, guys. And Musk telling our Brett Baer last week he believes his team can accomplish most of their goals within that 130 days.
Thanks, Chanley.
Thank you, Chanley.
When are we going to realize?
Okay. So like I said, they're saying that it's fake news. Elon's not leaving. Everything's fine. And then they turn around and go, well, actually, when he hits that 130-day mark, he probably is leaving. But that's what it was originally saying. So I don't know exactly what the fake news was because they kind of went back and forth on it. But he's going to leave. It's just not going to be as soon as everyone thinks, I guess. I don't know. I still think that there's quite a bit for DOGE to look into because it seems like a lot of the stuff that they're already trying to do keeps getting blocked by judges. So it's almost like they haven't done anything. They've just had good intentions. Even these departments that have been closed down, that stuff is just kind of temporary because a lot of it has to go through Congress and all this other stuff, and then you got more judges causing problems. So I think DOGE still has quite a bit of work to do, and I think what they're doing is good. I don't know how many days President Trump's been in office yet. I know we got to be getting close to 130. Maybe we got a month or so until we're at 130, but either way, that's our follow-up for Elon leaving DOGE. Next up, we got White House seeking countries for border crosser deportation. I think these are symptoms of being too nice. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Elon eventually leaving DOGE and no longer being a special government employee because the job's almost done. Josh 1776, that's why I drive a beater, to ram the shit out of anyone who wants to fuck around. Yeah, Josh, that's why my passenger is a pistol. I just have it sitting right there on the seat because in Michigan, our car is considered a holster. So really, you can just put the gun right on the dashboard and you might get pulled over, but really by law, they can't do anything about it. So I just throw that bitch right in the passenger seat. Why wait, Matt Rogers, I got cut off the other day, and then the asshole proceeded to drive with his right tire on the other side of the road, or the other side of the line, throwing gravel everywhere. Yeah, Matt Rogers, I don't know why people suck so much. I just don't get it. This is what happens when you don't beat your kids. I used to get my ass whooped all the time. Every time I stepped out of line, my mom, my grandma, somebody would be just swatting me, letting me have it, letting me know, don't step out of line. They don't do that anymore, and it shows. It shows big time. What's up, Metalmouth? Happy freedom to you. Metalmouth, mainstream media needs to mind its own business. Yeah, you're right. I think it's really crazy that the media can come out and tell the American people what's happening at the White House and have that be false information at the same time that the White House doesn't deliver us information live. Again, this is more symptoms of why it's important for the White House to actually go live instead of playing these pre-recorded videos. I can't believe that we got more live videos out of Biden's White House than we do out of Trump's. I cannot believe that. Like, they need to do something about it, because things like this wouldn't happen. If we were hearing more news directly from the White House, we wouldn't care so much about what comes out of mainstream media because we'd be hearing it from the horse's mouth. But instead, they give us these pre-recording videos that glitch and do everything else, and then you have to question if it's edited. And once you get to that point, it's not really believable information anymore. They need to do something about that at the White House. They need to fix the way they're doing media right now. What's up, Tony Rez? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Miss Jamie? Happy freedom. Stoner, if you cut a hole in your floor of your car, you can pour oil slicks behind your car like James Bond. Well, I mean, I'm almost there. I'm already in a Subaru. It smells like I'm pouring oil on the ground. Let's go, Brandon. Front end is already messed up from a deer. Don't play with me because I don't care about cosmetics. Y'all's cars are nicer than mine. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. That's how I feel too. My car howls while it goes down the street. I'm like, don't do it. I got full coverage. And it's no fault insurance here in Michigan. I could drive full tilt right into the side of your car, kill everybody inside, and still get paid enough to go buy a new Subaru. Like, nah. Nah, I don't know why people want these problems. Stoner, we used to throw pennies. I'd be so pissed if the driver in front of me threw a penny at my car. What's up, Gio? Happy freedom to you. Master Meatball, the social code is breaking down. Yeah. We don't have any societal standards anymore. Once we started letting our children piss in litter boxes, that was the real downfall of all of us right there. What's up, Biking Cat? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rich, it's been an odd week. It has. This has been a really hard week for me. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I can't talk about. I'm just not able to. And then we got taxes, and the taxes are killing me. Hopefully I'll be done today, though. I was up. I said this earlier. I was up till like 6:30 or whatever doing tax. It was daylight outside when I went to sleep. I think I got taxes almost done, but I need to go and look at it with fresh eyes and make sure it's all good. And then on the 11th, I got to go talk to the tax guy and see how much I got to pay Uncle Sam. I don't think that's going to interfere with the live, though. It's so early in the morning that I should be done, pay my dues, and then come back and we'll have coffee with Hooligans on the 11th. So it'll be all good, and then this won't be a problem anymore. What's up, Itchy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rhyme Time? What's up, Juggalo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, South? Happy freedom. What's up, Uncle Sam Ottos? Happy freedom to you. No, I'm not fighting with your boyfriend. He don't want these problems. Coming back home with a mushroom stamp on his face. You guys have an argument. Now your relationship's on the rocks. He's trying to insist it's not a real mushroom stamp. You want to know why it's so big. Hard life. Snooks, what happens if a penny is thrown? There's a chance it'll go through your windshield. Astro Hammer or a mounted machine gun in the bed. Maybe that will complete my truck. I think so. I think so. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly. Penny wrapped in paper napkin. Used to call it a penny bomb. When it hits the windshield, it would scratch the hell out of the paint and sound like a shotgun. That's crazy, Ghostly. I've never really messed with anybody's car like that. Not yet. They giving you shit at work here, Juicer? There's always something. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, White House seeking countries for border crosser deportation. Get this pulled up really quick. Come on, thing, do the thing. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, the website, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. All right, let's get this pulled up. Like I said, this is White House seeking countries for border crosser deportation.
Ahead of that hearing on flights to El Salvador, the Wall Street Journal reports that the White House is looking far and wide for new countries to send deported migrants to. News Nation's Alicia Nieves has the latest for us this morning. Alicia, so who else is the U.S. in talks with, and what's in it for those countries?
Good morning, Marky. Yeah, first, this is really similar to what we saw the administration do back in February, right? When it struck that one-time deal with Panama, sent about 100 undocumented migrants to that country to then be sent back to their home. Now, according to this Wall Street Journal report, it looks like they're going to try and do the same thing here. They're offering financial incentives as well as political benefits to countries in Africa, Asia, and Eastern Europe. Although the United States has previously flagged some of these nations for human rights abuse, especially against migrants and detainees. Now, the administration looking to offload the burden basically here of the United States having to negotiate with countries like Venezuela that have been a bit slower or unwilling to take some of these migrants back, while also relieving U.S. resources spent on holding these migrants.
Countries are lining up to take people back. Other countries line up to if a country doesn't take them back, other countries line up and say we'll take them because we got the strongest president in my life on the White House.
Yeah, and so basically what we know here is these countries can go ahead and offer these migrants asylum, or they can do what Panama did, detain them, give them no access to a lawyer, and basically give them no alternative option other than to go back to their home countries. Marky.
All right, Alicia Nieves live in New York. Thanks for the latest there.
Okay. Now, like I said, I think these are symptoms of being too nice. We want to send them somewhere, so they got to have somewhere to be sent. Nowhere wants these people back, like President Trump was saying when he was campaigning. These people are being let out of prisons and insane asylums and stuff like that, and being sent here through the open border under the Biden administration. Now we got President Trump. He's trying to do this mass deportation, and all these countries don't want their people back. They were happy to get rid of those individuals. Now, because President Trump's such a nice guy, he's trying to stick these people somewhere. Now, if it was my goofy ass, like I've been saying, I'd put them on the outside of the wall and tell them good luck. Now, they came here through Mexico. They can go back through Mexico. They found their own way here. They can find their own way back. They supposedly didn't have a dollar to the name and not shit going on for them, which is why they came here. Well, good. They can go home with those same resources. Like, I don't understand. Like, we're going to keep 25 million illegals in the country because nobody else wants them? That's stupid. That's like having trash in your house and you don't have a local trash can, so you're just going to keep the trash. You're not going to get rid of it. I'd put that shit outside. Fuck that. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like these people are monsters. They come in, they rape, they kill, they steal from us. They don't get held accountable in any fashion. And then we don't have a nice warm bed for them to sleep in. So we're just going to keep them here. And we'll just keep paying for them. And it'll just be great. Like, I don't understand that at all. I think people are going to have to start making hard choices here. Because this soft shit is hurting all of us. Like, it is hurting the whole country. We need to stop being so soft, kick these fuckers out, and start making some hard decisions here. Next up, border crosser arrested for deadly hit and run in South Carolina, killing a college student. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about us trying to find countries for these border crossers to go to. What's up, guys? Happy freedom to you. Matt Rogers, they got to the border on their own. They can find their way back on their own also. Yeah, I don't get this. I'm sure it has something to do with like being humane. Maybe it's against human rights to just throw them outside of the country. But like we talk about all the time, if you try and break into any other country, they just shoot you in the head. You're not getting a 5-star hotel. You're not getting a new pair of Jordans and a new iPhone. You're not getting an EBT card with $15,000 on it. You're getting a bullet right between the eyes. That's what you're getting. Now, I don't understand why we can't just kick those people outside of the country and tell them good luck. At least we're not shooting them. We're not doing anything bad to them. We're just telling them, hey, go home. You can't be here. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Like, I don't see what's so wrong with that. They broke into the country. I think that's still being pretty nice. They're still alive. They got both their legs and shit. We didn't eat their children. Like, just have a good day. Go home or go somewhere. You can't stay here. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, WC? Happy freedom to you. Elisa, they have a country to go to. Theirs. Absolutely. I wonder if President Trump will eventually put tariffs on countries, because that's a secret move right now. Say, hey, these people are from El Salvador. You're going to have to take them back. They're like, no, we ain't taking them back. Okay, 300% tariffs on you until you want to take your illegals back. I mean, that's kind of how he's playing the game right now. So it seems like we got some leverage here, you would think. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. Jack, happy freedom. Yeah, nah, most of them walk to get in. They can walk to get back home. Yeah. Stoner, nah, I'd drop them all off in Gaza. Yeah. Yeah, they could have some real problems out there. Pumpkin, lots of room for them on the moon. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're being a little too nice. They already got to stay in 5-star hotels for 4 or 5 years. Make them walk home, okay? They've had enough special treatment. Just make them walk home. It's real simple. Miss Jamie, I'm amazed at how these rough judges can override POTUS. In my understanding, Congress can intervene if they choose to. Yeah, and Speaker Mike Johnson said he was going to. He said he was going to do something about these judges that keep standing in the way of the Trump agenda. But he hasn't yet, at least not out loud. What's up, Debo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Freethiga Texan? Happy freedom to you. Guess the solution is to send them with Sam. Give them a backpack, tell them it's a parachute, and they'll land in Disneyland. Yeah, that's how you get the job done, guess. What's up, Kirk Allen? Happy freedom to you. Why can't I scroll to the bottom of the chat over on GoofTube? There we go. What's up, Cam? Happy freedom. What's up, Dean? What's up, DP? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Midnight? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Miss Gen X? Cam, they got those money cards to get home, or they can forfeit that. Yeah, exactly. Well, and they wouldn't even be in the situation of, one, they didn't come here illegally, and two, if they would have self-deported before Tom Homan got a hold of them. Dean, King judges, get out of here. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense that these judges... It's not bad enough that these judges are standing in the way of what President Trump is trying to do. But to add to it, we voted for him to do that. And these judges are still standing in the way. And to make it even worse, when Biden was ruining the country, no judges stopped that from happening. Nobody did. We didn't even know a judge could do this until they started doing it to Trump. How come nobody stood in the way of Biden destroying the country? How come no one was like, no, Biden, you can't keep the border open. No, you can't shut down all the pipelines. No, you can't, like just so on and so forth. Like, you cannot allow grown men to twerk on children while reading them bedtime stories. Like, how come no judges stood in the way of any of that? They just let it happen. They comply with the crazy shit. Now President Trump's trying to make America great again, and the judge is like, we can't have that. Anyways, we'll get into this next video. Like I said, border crosser arrested after deadly hit and run with South Carolina college student. Come on, thing. Gotta give her those spirit fingers. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
An illegal migrant is now behind bars, accused of causing a devastating hit-and-run crash that killed a young student from the University of South Carolina, my alma mater. And Chanley Painter is here with all the details. Chanley?
Hey, Ainsley. So 21-year-old Nate Baker, he was a junior at the University of South Carolina, majoring in business. Authorities say he was driving his motorcycle near campus when an illegal migrant, 24-year-old Rosalie Fernandez Cruz, failed to yield the right-of-way, striking Baker with his truck. The suspect reportedly drove away and then ran from his vehicle. Nate's death has rocked the USC campus.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who could say they had a bad experience with him. He was just so friendly, nice, kind, giving. I filled the room with joy wherever he was.
At the time of the crash, Fernandez Cruz was wanted by ICE. He was reportedly arrested at the border in 2016 before being even ordered back to El Salvador in 2018. The Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at DHS confirming this, quote, "The hit-and-run driver was in our country illegally. Nate should be alive today." DHS prays for Nate's family, friends, and loved ones, and will work every day to protect innocent Americans like Nate. Representative Nancy Mace echoed those sentiments on X, posting this quote, "We're going to fight like hell to get every last illegal alien out of South Carolina. We're praying for the victim, his family, and the students at USC who have been touched by his passing. Hold the line, South Carolina." Fernandez Cruz is being held in Colombia, facing many charges, including driving without a license and hit and run, resulting in death. Ainsley.
All right, Chanley, thank you so much. Let's bring in South Carolina Congressman and House Judiciary Committee member.
Okay. Border crossers are still killing us. Now, we talk about this pretty much every day, but when are we going to start holding somebody accountable? Because we have all these judges, like we were just saying, standing in the way of this mass deportation. We have sanctuary cities who comply with this whole movement that the judges are doing, standing against the mass deportation, all of that. That's why they have sanctuary cities, to protect illegals who are raping and killing us. But then things like this happen, right? This car accident situation resulted in the death of a college student. Oh, the legal guy, he's in trouble. What does trouble look like? Oh, it means he's going to stay here for years, where we're going to pay for him to live in prison. Well, if we didn't have sanctuary cities and we didn't allow judges to stand in the way of the mass deportations, and this fucker wouldn't have even been here, and he'd been deported. And then he could be in Supermax in El Salvador, or he could have just went back home. But instead, now we got a dead American. We got a guy we're going to potentially pay to survive in prison for the next how many ever years. And these people, like the mayors and governors that are doing these sanctuary cities and stuff, they're just going to let it keep happening. They're not stopping it. And now it's starting to feel like this is Speaker Mike Johnson's fault, because he's claiming he's going to do something about these judges that are causing these problems, but he hasn't. Now we got a dead college student since he's made those statements. Okay, you better get to it, because now this college student's death is kind of on your hands, because you said you were going to stop these judges and pave the way for this mass deportation, and you ain't done it yet. Now we got dead college kids. Like, how many of us got to die before someone's going to do something about these border crossers? The talk is cheap. The talk is so cheap. And I hate that, because we were pretty adamant about voting for President Trump to fix the country, and we didn't realize that they were going to allow low-level judges to stand in the way of the president's executive orders. Like, it doesn't even make sense. What's the point of being president? Like, what's the point? Some random judge can say, nah, we ain't doing that, and then it just flies? Or we took the mayors from the sanctuary cities, they sat before Congress, they admitted to federal crimes. And then they went back and continued to run these sanctuary cities where Americans are dying every day by the hands of illegals. How many of us got to die? Like, that's crazy. It is crazy that they're letting this happen, and they just give us a good speech on TV, and we just act like that's okay. Next up, new details emerge in fatal Frisco track meet stabbing. This is all over social media. People are saying lots of things about this situation. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this border crosser causing a deadly hit and run. Josh1776, whoever sold him the car should be liable. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure do you have to have a driver's license in order to buy a car? Because I'm pretty sure you do have to. I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought my car. But I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Thank you so much, Get Some, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Get Some. Thank you so much. Says donation to buy Allah a Tesla. Well, it's not going to Allah. I'll tell you that right now. It's not. It's going to Klaus Daniels Fancy Feast. To his supply. He's running low. He's only got like 85 cans left. And thanks to Donna Sparks. I appreciate you, Get Some. Thank you. Stoner, you can sell your car to anyone. They don't have to have a license. I wasn't sure. For the Texan hate crime? Yeah. They're not going to give him a hate crime, though. The person that was smoked was white. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you. Goldsley, if I was president, I would declare all illegals terrorists and have military go after them with full force. Yeah, and the job would be done in about a week. What's really crazy is leading up to this, there was a lot of people crying about how much this was going to cost. They were saying, yeah, mass deportation sounds great, but it's going to cost a lot. And Tom Homan was like, well, as long as we can crack down on everybody, we'll make it as cheap as possible and we'll get everything cleaned up as quickly as possible. And the Democrats were going out there and they were like, oh, they're going to waste all our tax money on this. Then the judges stand in the way of the mass deportation. So now we're arresting illegals and we don't even have anywhere to put them. We're storing them in Louisiana right now. Apparently, the left doesn't care that much about the cost of mass deportation because they're stretching it out. They're making it worse. On top of them using our tax dollars to line their pockets with goofy-ass shell companies like what they were doing with the USAID stuff. It's terrible. What's up, Cody? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 8Co? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Zero? Matt Rogers, license and insurance here to register a vehicle? Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, hair juicer. Sorry to hear that. Josh 1776, the Dems witnessed the problems of having illegals firsthand, and they still want them here. Yeah, they'll never be in power again without having illegals here voting for them. What's up, Russell? Happy you made it home and happy freedom to you. I'm saying, guess I can't read that out loud, but yeah, I agree. That system would work. What's up, CB Michigan? Happy freedom to you. Pumpkin, the tornadoes were all around, just not here. Yeah, that's how it was for me too. I'm glad you hooligans are safe. I haven't heard of any hooligans being in any kind of trouble when it comes to the storms. There was bad storms. There was a lot of people affected by the bad storms, but I have yet to hear of anything real severe happening to any hooligans. Thank God. Debo, tyranny must be eradicated. Absolutely. What's up, Lisa? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Southern Eagleman? If I didn't get you already, happy freedom to you. Dean Soros, the CIA. I wouldn't be surprised. They let Soros do all this crazy stuff. Ooh. Like, why did they let that happen? They're always... mainstream media be on TV and they're like, Soros DA is allowing this to happen. And like, you might as well say ISIS DEA. Or a DA. Or saying this is an Al-Qaeda judge. This Al-Qaeda judge here, he's letting illegals go on the streets. Like, they might as well just say that. What's the difference? There is no difference. I've never understood why they allow people in power, any kind of authoritative figure, to be connected and have allegiance to someone who's not even in the U.S. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. What's up, Cinderella? Happy freedom to you. Cam, so many sanctuary cities discover they could no longer support them, so I'm not sure who's backing these judges. Yeah, well, it seems like it's Soros. Oh, thank you so much, Slenderella. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Wow, here, Juicy, that is crazy. Snugs, all hooligans are accounted for, and amen to that? Absolutely. Ghostly, it's not that illegals vote, it's that blue state votes count more because the illegals still get representation. Yeah. Well, like we were talking about the other day, how 25 million illegals in the country during census changes our electoral votes. So even if we kick these bastards out of the country, it's already affected our electoral votes. They just haven't said it out loud yet. We did census while we were being occupied by border crossers. So the damage is kind of already done. Even if we do the mass deportation, we kick all 25 million out, yeah, they might not vote because they won't be here to vote. I mean, unless they're going to do mail-in ballots, which, maybe. But they've already affected the electoral count. So we'll see how things go. What's up, Silver Wolf? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tori Wayne? Happy freedom to you. Friedrich Texan, how does Soros have so much money? I don't know. I don't know enough about Soros. I'm sure there's hooligans in the chat that know about it. I don't know how he's got so much money. I've heard he's got connections to Nazis and all kinds of stuff, so I don't really know where he's got money, but he's got lots of money. I just don't understand why it's okay for him to fund and back judges and DAs and court, any authoritative figure. They end up connected to Soros, and that's fine. But if they were connected to ISIS, it wouldn't be okay. But the damage is the same. So I don't understand why one's okay and one's not. They're supposed to have allegiance to the country, right? That's the whole point of them being elected, is to, as a politician or being an authoritative figure like a lawyer or a prosecutor or a judge or something like that. You should have allegiance to the country because you believe in the justice system, not allegiance to some foreign entity like Soros or a terrorist organization or anything like that, right? Like, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and instead we're all just sitting here with our hands in our pockets like, wow, that's really crazy. Like, I can't believe that nobody does anything about this stuff. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get into this next one. Like I said, new details emerge in fatal Frisco track meet stabbing. Now, this is a interesting story. I'm not sure what's more interesting, the fact that people are now outraged about this or the fact that this has been going on years. There's people stabbing each other when I was in middle school. And so, I don't know. Like, it's weird that people are like, oh, look at how bad things are. Things have always been bad. Anywhere where there's no teachers, there's no one giving a shit what kids are doing, bad stuff is happening. Now, this is a interesting situation if you haven't seen this yet, but like I said, new details emerge in fatal Frisco track meet stabbing. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
WFAA has obtained new court documents revealing how Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death at a track meet in Frisco. Police say another teenager had fresh blood on his finger when they found him at Kirkendall Stadium.
The affidavit shows that when officers arrived, Carmelo Anthony told them he got into an argument with Metcalf, and when the arresting officer said he had the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony replied, "I'm not alleged, I did it."
But Anthony told officers he only acted in self-defense and asked them if Metcalf was okay.
Several witnesses paint a different picture, and Metcalf's father told Matt Howerton he is not buying the excuse.
I had a dream last night, and Austin came to me and said, "I'm okay." It gives me peace. Doesn't mean I don't hurt.
The last 24 hours, unimaginable for Austin Metcalf's father, his mother, his twin brother.
Right now, I'm really numb, and I really don't feel anything. I just have to function.
Metcalf, just 17 when he arrived at Frisco ISD's district track meet Wednesday. His final breaths taken before 11 a.m., police say, after being stabbed to death by a fellow Frisco ISD student, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, now charged with first-degree murder.
My world's a little shattered.
An argument over where Anthony was sitting while the meet experienced a rain delay sparked a confrontation between the teen and Metcalf. According to arrest paperwork, Anthony sitting underneath Metcalf's team tent. You could see it from the air when we flew over the crime scene. Metcalf from Memorial High, Anthony from Centennial. A witness telling police Metcalf told Anthony to move from under the team's tent because he didn't go to their school. The witness telling police Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, "Touch me and see see what happens. Investigators writing that Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and that Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. When officers arrived, the knife was found and police say Anthony admitted to what happened, but said this to police: "He put his hands on me. I was protecting myself," even asking another officer if what happened could be considered self-defense.
What do you expect? If you're caught, the best thing you're going to do is try to lie your way out of it.
Metcalf's father telling me self-defense is not a reasonable excuse.
The truth will come out. There were too many people that were there that saw what happened. My own son told me.
In Frisco, I'm Matt Howerton.
Well, kids being shitheads. Like I said, when I was in school, I used to see stuff like this all the time. Now, I didn't see anybody get stabbed to death, but there was people getting stabbed. There was all kinds of bad stuff going on. And like I said, when there's lack of attention happening, you got a large group of students hanging out up to no good, especially teenagers, right? They're always pushing their limits and all of that. You don't have any parents around. You don't have any authority around. It's almost like being in jail. You got a bunch of shitheads that are going to do whatever they think they can get away with. Now, this kid obviously was looking for trouble. You see this when you see people purchase their first firearm and stuff like that. All of a sudden, they think they're a badass and they're a cop, and they're like, oh, I wish somebody would so I can use this fucking thing. Well, that's how teenagers act when they get their hands on anything. Scissors, a lighter, you know what I mean? They just, oh, they can't wait to use it. And so, obviously, this little dumbass is walking around with a knife in his bag, which is a no-go, right? He's in a school zone. Whoa, what the hell is happening here? Okay, we're just going to do updates right this second, I guess. Anyways, like I was saying, he's in a school zone. You don't want to have weapons on you, drugs, tobacco, alcohol, any of that stuff. All your charges are doubled being in a school zone. He doesn't know that because he's a dumbass, but bringing weapons to a school zone, to a track meet. I mean, football, we used to go to football games and get in fights under the bleachers and stuff, knocking people unconscious. I mean, stomping them until you're breaking their teeth and shit. But not at track meets. Nah, that wasn't happening at track meets. And so this must have been some little girly boy. And it seems he was intentionally causing problems, right? He was under a tent that was themed by the school you go to. He didn't go to that school. He's sitting under a tent being misrepresented on his own terms. Somebody who does go to the school is like, hey, buddy, you should probably move. You're under the wrong tent. This kid all of a sudden is under attack. He needs to defend himself because he's sitting in the wrong area. So he grabs a knife and then basically asks for engagement. The engagement happens, which sounds very slight, and then this kid couldn't wait for the opportunity to stab the other kid in the chest, resulting in him dying. So obviously this kid's not being raised right. Nobody's watching these students, otherwise this would have never went down if there was some authoritative figure there. But too many bad things going on all at once, and now we got a dead student. No good. They better hold this little piece of shit responsible. And I kind of think they are. In his picture, he's got this blue suit on. Usually they put these blue vests on inmates that are a threat to themselves. Inmates who threaten to smoke themselves because they don't want to face accountability for their actions. Now, he's a minor, so maybe that's just the outfit they put on minors. But to me, it looked like the padded vest, meaning that he probably did some crying once he got arrested and realized how screwed he is. And all that crying better not change anything. They better not give him some DEI judge or some bullshit. He needs to be held accountable. He murdered another student over sitting in the wrong spot while he was making the bad decisions. Like, yeah, maybe that kid didn't have to go say something to him even though he was sitting in the wrong seat. But somebody using words against you is not a reason to stab another person, right? Sticks and stones and all of that. Now, this kid obviously isn't being raised right. He don't know about sticks and stones. But either way, he's going to find out being locked inside. Next up, we got planned Muslim community. Epic City hires lawyer amid Texas investigation. Now, this is kind of a weird story. I haven't heard anything about this, and now all of a sudden it's a big controversial thing. This thing is called Epic City, and it's supposed to be like a gated community for Muslims, which is whatever. But the worry is that they're going to be practicing Sharia law on these 400 acres of private community, and they're worried about the outcome of that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about this stabbing at a track meet. Astro Hammer, they don't cover more than 1% of black on white murder violence. They barely cover any kind of crime at this point. Every day when I'm sitting here building the schedule, they just want to cry about Trump. That's all they want to do. There's like 4 categories on YouTube right now. If you go in the news, there's like 4 of them that are all related to Trump. Like 4 out of 6 categories is all about Trump. Oh, Trump's the mean orange man. Like, we got crime going on. There's stuff happening, and there's so many people here in our country. Why is it all about Trump? Like, geez. Trump's their favorite. They got a Trump fetish. Guess him and his family went totally underground when the story broke. I get why. Yeah. Well, you know, and it kind of makes me think, like we say when there's those school shootings happen, and we're starting to be like, okay, but how did he get the gun? What'd the parents say? What'd the parents do? How, like, did the parents provide the firearm? Did the parents know he was a threat to the school? Maybe we should hold the parents accountable, right? Well, we only talk about that when it's a gun situation, but this kid brought a knife to school. He thought it was okay to stab another student over words. Over him making bad decisions and another student feeling the need to go and kind of be like, hey, dude, you're in the wrong spot. You know, you should probably go somewhere else. And result in being stabbed in the chest. Yeah, I think the parent should have to answer to that. Now, maybe in this situation, it's too accessible to get a knife. You can't really blame the parents for that. But you can definitely blame the parents for the kid being a piece of shit like that. You know, your children are a reflection of how you raise them in a lot of ways. I mean, no one's perfect, right? No one's perfect. You be the best parent in the world and still have a shithead kid. It happens. But the fact that he was walking around with a knife in his bag is saying that he had a mentality that he was prepared to stab someone. And then you look at why he stabbed this kid over an exchange of words while he was making a bad choice, means that not only was he ready to stab somebody, but he was looking to do it. He was causing problems, so there would be engagement, resulting in an opportunity for him to stab another student or anybody. It could be a faculty member. He was looking for this. And that kind of makes me feel like they should talk to the parents and go, hey, why is your kid so fucking angry that he's walking around with a knife looking to stab people? There must be something going on here, right? But too late. He's already a murderer now. Jay Spray, it's not self-defense. He could obviously run. Absolutely. And the other kid wasn't armed. You know, it's usually like an eye for an eye, right? Especially with self-defense. Somebody smacks you, you can smack them back, but they smack you and you cut their face off and wear it for Halloween. That's not self-defense, right? It's got to be equal to a certain degree. And I think here in Michigan, we don't even have a self-defense law. So if somebody pistol whips you, you have to just cry and call 911. You fight back, you're both going to jail. So, but yeah, no, that kid, he's got no chance in a self-defense claim. That just doesn't make sense. Jay Spray, school rivalry is so stupid. It is so stupid. And here in Michigan, Michigan State versus Wolverines, or what is the other one? There's another one too. There's another Michigan versus Michigan controversy, and I always think that stuff's so stupid. Like, the school rivalry thing is stupid. Josh 1776, I think it's so stupid by design. Just the struggle of simple existing is too much, and they have to turn violent. Yeah. People are not being raised right, and, you know, their internet is their new god. So they're just behaving like a bunch of TikTokers. They're not using their brain at all. I also wonder how children are affected. So, like, when we were young, they used to tell us all the time, you know, work hard, get an education, you'll have a good life, you can provide for your family. We know that's not true anymore because everything costs so damn much, and qualifications is ridiculous. You gotta have special friends at high places to get anything now. But we were taught that that's the American dream, that you need to be a decent person to go out there and get the American dream. But imagine being a teenager right now, and your parents can't even afford to live in a house. They both work full time. They can't afford shit. You got to eat, you know, same thing every night because you can't afford to go out to eat. You can't afford to eat anything extravagant. Your parents are talking every single day about how they can't make it. They're on the verge of being homeless and all this other stuff. And then all you got is you're listening to that going on, basically that there's no hope for anyone. and then you're watching TikTok and X and Facebook and all this shit where people are selling their body on the internet, or they're smoking themselves on the internet, or they're just doing anything they can, like rioting, to try and become TikTok famous. Imagine sitting in that seat, right? So why would you have any integrity? Why would you have any energy to make yourself a better person? Why would you try and set yourself up to do better later in life? Because everything around you is already falling apart. That you don't think you're going to be here in the next 10 years. You just assume we're all not going to make it because that's all you're hearing about all the time. I mean, look at how blue news is, right? Every day the sky's falling over there. So it makes it more, I don't know, to me it feels like it's more easier to digest why these people are making these choices when you sit in the seat like that and you think about how everything is going. Because it's also true on the other end. You got people who voted for Trump, who are excited for the change that's coming, excited about these changes. You're walking around with your head held high. You got a bright future, or at least that's what you assume. That's how a lot of us felt when we watched President Trump win the election, when we covered it live. Both exist in the same place, in the same schools, right? And so you got one student who thinks everything's going to be great. You got another student who thinks the orange man's bad, and his parents are telling you that white people suck and all this other shit, and then you're at school together. And then the teachers suck ass. They're all worrying about pledging allegiance to rainbow flags and keeping secrets with students and shit like that. And this is all happening at the same time. So it's like you can kind of see the perspective of how this is rolling now when you put it into context like that. The hard thing is to think about how when we were kids and to put ourselves back then and then see this shit happening and being like, this didn't happen when we were young. But it's because things have changed so much and we don't have any standards anymore as a society. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. Josh 1776. I saw a boomer actually getting pissed. People aren't willing to drive a $500 car anymore. I told him to find one. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I remember $500 vehicles. Buying cars in Michigan is stupid. It is stupid. You have a car on blocks, and the whole bottom's rusted out. You can see right through the floor. Seller's asking for $7,500. He wants $7,500 for that damn thing. It's got 400,000 miles on the motor, and it's laying over there. Like, it is ridiculous to buy cars right now. Zero, Pelosi wanted tariffs in 96. Oh, I believe it. Matt Rogers, he could have just got up and said, my bad, and moved seats. Zero impulse control. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could have very easily been avoided, but instead he wanted to try and make a claim that it was self-defense. Which obviously it wasn't. Free the Texan. Fucking Democrats? I know. Free the Texan. Dallas is becoming a shithole. That's where this next story is taking place. This Muslim epic city, they're calling it, I think is just north of Dallas. Plague. Again, some people don't think, they react. Yep. Lack of self-control, lack of maturity. Big time. Debo, 2 weeks ago, in a border crosser killed 5 people on I-35 in Austin, Texas. Plowed through a stopped traffic in his semi. That's crazy, Debo. And that's what I mean. Like, that stuff's not making the news because the news is too busy crying about the orange man in the White House. Free the text. I want to go back to the 90s. Me too. I was saying it the other day. I think a big part of our problem is our self-awareness. We're too aware now. We have social media. We watch other people. We reflect that behavior. We learn all kinds of random, stupid societal norms and stuff through social media. And it's caused us to treat each other like we're on Facebook. Like to just go up to a stranger and go, hey, I hate your hat. It looks terrible on you. Well, you would never do that in the 90s. You might get punched in the face. You may become hospitalized over making an action like that. But here we are in modern times where we think that's okay to walk around and critique everything around us. I've never seen so much self-entitlement until we got here. And, you know, it makes me think that I wish we could go back to the 90s too, because shit made sense. We only knew what was in front of us. We only dealt with the people around us. We weren't being programmed to be the same way. Like if you look at teenagers, they all sound the same. It almost doesn't matter what country they're from. Like anywhere. Look at Korean teenagers. Look at Canadian teenagers. Adults in Canada sound like Bowinkle. Children in Canada sound like Americans. And it's because of social media. And it's like, you know, those little things don't matter. But the brain rot does. Like I said the other day, when we watch entertainment, we know it's fake. We were told that our whole life. When the internet came along, we knew not to put our real information on there because it's dangerous. Teenagers don't know any of that shit. If it happens on TV, they think it's real. If they're on the internet, they're telling all their business because nobody's teaching them this stuff, and it's altering the way that they see the world. And that's why they all have the same personality. They have the same speech patterns. It's because of this brain rot that's coming from social media. It's another reason why I think we should be 18 years old or older in order to even be on social media. You know, like I say all the time, you wouldn't let your kids go hang out in a bar and go mingle with strangers. So why you let them online? It ain't no different. You're letting them mingle with strange adults on the internet, you know? So either way, I'm going off today. If you guys don't show up tomorrow, I'll know why. I'll be sitting here blaming myself. What's up, Just Saying? Happy freedom to you. What's up, McGurks? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Goldie? Agent O, I still party like it's 1999. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that, Agent O. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What's up, Polar Bear? Happy freedom to you. Waivers because of wokeism? Yeah, that really hurt us too. That and the lockdowns. The lockdowns really hurt us too. Hair Juicer, in my defense, my hat was racist. Hair Juicer. They're too sensitive. Matt Rogers, I paid $50 for the car I drove in senior year in high school. That's badass, Matt. All right, hooligans, we'll get on to this next one. Like I said, planned Muslim community, Epic City, that's what it's called, hires a lawyer amid Texas investigation. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick to go check out the only hooligan shop for cool custom hooligan items. The shop was created by Alistair, and everything in it was created by Alistair. He's handling all the orders and all of that. Now, this is in an effort to get away from third-party systems, so we have more control over pricing, quality, shipping times, and things like that. I've been sending Alistair all kinds of suggestions and things to look into to add to the shop. He's a busy guy, but I'm sure we will be moving forward shortly. Definitely go check it out. Like I said, go check out the only hooligan shop for cool custom hooligan items. We're going to get into this Epic City, this 400-acre Muslim community that they're trying to build outside of Dallas. Now, well, we'll watch the video first and I'll air my thoughts. Anyways, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
A planned Muslim-centric community down in Texas has hired a high-profile lawyer as the state warns the developers don't build here. We've been following this controversy with you over the past few weeks now. The East Plano Islamic Center, or Epic City as it would be called, would be 400 acres just outside of Dallas. It would have about 1,000 homes. It's got parks, a school, a mosque. But Governor Greg Abbott has launched several investigations claiming they want to impose Sharia law or Islamic law. News Nation's Xavier Walton joins us live from Texas. Xavier, Epic City developers say that's simply not true and that this is a case of racial profiling.
Among other things. Good morning, Marky. Yeah. This battle back and forth between Epic City and the state has been going on for months. Adding a high-powered attorney certainly heats things up. We're talking about attorney Dan Cogdell, who, ironically enough, used to represent the Texas State Attorney General Ken Paxton, and they say that this is simply no more than racial profiling.
If this were Presbyterians in Waxahachie or Baptist in Red Oak, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But Governor Abbott has chosen, for whatever reason, to unfairly demonize these people.
All right, so here's what this Muslim community at the center of this controversy could look like. We're showing you the video. According to the Epic City website, the planned community would include 1,000 homes, a K-12 faith-based school, a mosque, apartment shops, even a community college. Their attorney pointing out that this community will include professionals, doctors, politicians, even a mayoral candidate. And the biggest point of all, they're law-abiding Texans. But Texas Governor Greg Abbott is now demanding the developers behind the Epic City stop construction on the planned community within 7 days. He's called for a flurry of investigations, as well as directed Texas Rangers to probe for potential criminal activities, but not providing details.
Right now, the property is a cow field. I mean, what are the Rangers going to look for? A cow patty? There are no dead bodies there. There's no meth lab there. It's an empty pasture in North Texas. And that's the absurdity of what's happening.
So leaders with Epic City say their community will be inclusive and open to anyone, not just Muslims. Critics claim the city will adhere to Sharia law. Governor Abbott saying Sharia law is not allowed in Texas, nor are Sharia cities. However, Dan Cogdell, the attorney, saying this community intends to do nothing of the sort. Either way, Marky, they're in the early stages here, and Governor Greg Abbott just simply saying it'll never see the light of day.
And I'll be speaking with attorney Dan Cogdell here in the next hour. A lot of questions coming his way. He represents Epic City, per your reporting. Xavier Walton, thanks so much. Thanks for watching, everybody.
I don't know. It's pretty weird. Now they're all worried about this city practicing Sharia law and all of that stuff, which is not good. What I don't understand is, why do they want the segregation in the first place? Why do they want to take 400 acres, build a community that's only for Muslim people? Why is that acceptable? It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's kind of like what we experienced during the lockdowns, right? They were like, oh, there's systematic racism in all of this. So they created tax breaks for black-owned businesses and stuff like that. And then there's places that were trying to say, like, we serve blacks only and stuff like that. And it's like, that's against civil rights. Like, how can you be pissed that you're not being considered an equal and then you want to segregate yourself from us, right? And this kind of seems the same way. They want to build a Muslim community that seems it would be only for Muslims. And then people are worried about them practicing Sharia law. Why do they want to be segregated in the first place? Why don't they want to be a part of everybody else? Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Now, I don't know if they have legitimate claims on Sharia law or not. But I assume we will have a follow-up video on this, because they're considering building this community on 400 acres of property just outside Dallas. So there's no way around it. We're probably going to have a follow-up video on this, especially because they're saying that they're looking to investigate the situation. Obvious Democrats trying to mock it, saying, well, it's just an empty field right now. There's nothing to investigate, which obviously isn't true. It's not cheap to buy 400 acres of property. There's investors. There's somebody involved in this, and I'm sure they got other business ventures going too, so that can kind of give some insight on what this community might look like. But my biggest thing is, why the segregation? Why do you want to do that? You know, if we built a community and we're like, oh, this is for white people only, oh, that'd be fucked up. I think it's fucked up. I'd be considered white, right? Even though I'm mostly Italian. They'd say, oh, you're white, blah, blah. You should be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. I don't think segregation is good. I don't. I think we all need to learn to get along with each other. That's the way things are supposed to be. Because if you're segregated, then you will stay in fear. You will consistently be afraid of those that are not like you, because you're scared to assimilate with everybody else, right? That's kind of the whole thing with the border crossers. We don't want people to be afraid to come to America legally, but the way they portray these border crossers make it look like Americans hate foreigners, which is not the case at all. The problem is that these people don't want to assimilate with us. They want to come here and still act like this is Haiti. and eat the cats and dogs and act like that's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay at all. You want to come to America, you got to do things the American way. And being segregated is not the American way. And so, I don't know, that's the big suspicious thing to me, is the fact that they want to be segregated. They claim that there's no real intentions of Sharia law. Well, then why is this a Muslim-only community? That's weird. There's something weird about that. Either way, next up, we got lefties losing it, a plethora of videos of lefties losing their marbles. It's coming up next, but first, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Epic City. I wonder how they came to that name, too. Sam, I was born a poor white child. I know, Sam, me too. Guess I'm Crackerville? Yeah, that's what it'd be called. Welcome to Saltine City. Yes. J Spray, 400 acres of whites only. We'll get the FBI to come in with tanks. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. Russell, Sharia law is illegal in the U.S.? Yeah, see, and that's what I thought. Guess just remember, this is how northern Michigan became Islamic. Same approach. Yeah, Dearborn, Michigan has the highest concentrated area of Muslims in the entire country. It's really interesting because obviously I live here in Michigan, but I never hear about Dearborn. Never. But like during the lockdown, it was really popular because they were driving around with ISIS flags and shit. And you don't hear about that anymore, but I'm sure stuff still goes on. The news only cares about what Trump does, though. Hair juicer. There's no dead bodies here. There's no meth labs. Why would you say that? Yeah, hair juicer. I don't think he was proving his point the way he thought he was. J-Spray, I thought they had Minneapolis. They're trying to move their Minneapolis to outside of Dallas, it sounds. Snooks, thank you for letting me know. I'm keeping an eye on him. Josh 1776, they never assimilate. Try attacking someone who did for being an American and they will instantly claim not to be an American. Yeah. 10 Man, can Waco happen again? I'm seeing a lot of people say that. Astrohammer, they don't try very hard to segregate. You move out into the country and they follow you out there. Yeah, it's true. For the Texan, Jesus Christ reigns in this land. Yeah. Yep, our money, our constitution, I mean everything, our Declaration of Independence, we got God's name all over everything. It's true. What's up, AR-16? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here watching them. You can tell they're a lefty by how miserable they are. Words hurt. My feed, why not dress American and follow American values? Yeah, I mean, you would think so. You go to Burger King, you're probably going to order some burgers. But instead you walk in and ask for a pizza and then you wonder why there ain't no pizza at Burger King. That's this shit don't make sense. It don't make any sense. Everybody's saying Crackerville. That's so hilarious. High Plains Drifter, happy freedom to you. What's up, Rolling Pony? Happy freedom to you. Yeah, Miss Jamie, I know. Building sandcastles right inside its labia. What's up, Pag? Happy freedom to you. Pag, they're gaslighting. Texans won't let this happen. Yeah, Greg Abbott's all over it. So I'm also interested to hear President Trump speak about this, because President Trump and Greg Abbott are buds, right? You always see these guys together. So I'm sure at some point we'll probably hear President Trump speak about the situation as well. Guess who? West Bloomfield has the highest Russian immigrants in the U.S. Odd state. That's interesting. I never heard that before. Why are you guys talking about Russell Brand over on YouTube? Didn't he just get charged with something crazy? He got charged with rape or something like that? Dean Brand is done. I haven't looked into it. I just was scrolling and came across an article. I didn't read the article, I will admit. But the title was saying some crazy stuff about Russell Brand. DB Cooper, happy freedom to you. Russell Brand must have pissed some people off. I've seen a lot of people saying that. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Teasel? Dean Dearborn's coming to Texas. That's what it sounds like. Wayward Muslims don't deny Jesus, but Jewish people do. Yeah, Jewish people don't believe that Jesus was God's son. They believe he was a prophet, and they only follow the Old Testament. They don't follow the New Testament, which is really interesting, because in the Old Testament, I'm pretty sure it was the Old Testament, they say that you are to be clean shaven as to be decent before the Lord. And you see a lot of Jewish people where they have like long beards and stuff, and that's against the Old Testament, which is what they believe in. So I don't know. That's kind of the thing about people who are religious, right? Having a relationship with God is one thing. Being religious is different. That's playing Clubhouse. And that's the problem with people who are religious, is because they take one or two sentences out of the Bible and they base their whole identity off of it, and they walk around and condemn everyone around them for not believing these two sentences out of the Bible that they believe. But the thing is we're not to condemn each other. We're just supposed to have a relationship with God and do the best we can. And just through your faith, you are to inspire others to also have a relationship with God. It's not up to you to condemn people for not believing in God. And so, yeah, you're right, Wayward. Astro Hammer, yeah, they're investigating E. Jean Carroll's victimization claims against Russell Brand. Did he grab her by the hoo-ha in a department store? I knew it. I knew it. Snugs, Russell Brand got 2 sex charges of rape and sexual assault on 2 women. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know what to think about that. You would think somebody famous and kind of decent looking wouldn't need to rape somebody, but you never know. You never know what people are doing behind closed doors. Josh 1776, bacon cheeseburger, best way to offend every religion at once. Meat, dairy, beef, and pork, walking calamity. Yeah. Yeah, it says in the Bible you're not supposed to eat more than one animal at a time. That's true. Zero, it'll be Crack Hoville if they all are smoking crack. Zero, I don't even know what you're talking about. Crack Hoville. I ain't never stopping by Crack Hoville. I hope they don't even have a gas station. There's no need to stop there. Yeah, 10 man, I hear you. Ah, throwing the damn chapstick. It's getting serious now. The hell is that, Sam? Yeah, I can show this on the live. The hell is going on in this photo? There's a lot happening here. Don't forget to drop your memes so we can include all of you guys over on Free Speech Saturday. Miss Jamie, the claims against Russell Brand supposedly happened over 20 years ago. It's always that way, isn't it? 20 years goes by and they're like, you know what, I just remembered that this person sexually assaulted me. It's funny how that goes. Not that sexual assault or rape is funny, it's just the accusations are funny in this kind of context, of course. Guess I'm fucking furry rabbit? Mm-hmm. Did you guys make the troll go away? They were like talking non-stop. And I think they're in the corner now crying. It happens. It happens. Pag, we used to do that to our kids when they were little. Does that make me a bad parent? What did you do, Pag? What was the thing you used to do? What's up, Dennis? Happy freedom to you. I know, Crack Hoville is a hit. I'm seeing it in every chat now. Cinderella, some aren't jihadists, but I think he's aware because of the pro-Palestinian students. He must be responding to someone. Cam, I don't know about Trump speaking about it the other day. He said that the Muslims, he was thankful because of how much support he got. Yeah, Cam, I mean, I don't think that President Trump would say anything bad about Muslim people in general, but I think that building a 400-acre community that's based on segregation and may bring on Sharia law, I think that maybe he would say something about that, because he's consistently talking about, if you want to come to America, then your intentions must be about obtaining the American dream. If you're coming here to rape and kill and change the way we are, then that's going against what he's doing, because the whole point is to make America great again, not to make America another country. And so I don't expect him to, say anything bad about Muslim people or anything like that, but I think just the intentions of the community being based on segregation, I think he might have something to say about that, especially because it's in Greg Abbott's field, it's happening in Texas. Oh, that's awesome, Wayward. Happy freedom, Dixie. You're officially a hooligan. It's awesome. Holy Sam, you got all the murder rabbits? What is this? I mean, I could show it. They're ready to go. Tactor rabbits. Mm-hmm. That's what Klaus Daniels look like, a strapping AR to his side. Give him a little tactical vest. Zero religious segregation. Yeah. Oh, Pag scare the kids, put costumes on and chase them. I don't know. It's very controversial. I see videos of parents dressing up like the Grinch and scaring the shit out of their kids, or dressing up like Jason Voorhees and coming in and waking them up in the middle of the night. I think that context matters in these situations. I think in some instances it's okay to dress up and scare your kids and not cause trauma, but prank them or whatever. I think that's part of being a parent. But like I said, in context, I think if you're just ruining their day for the sake of ruining their day, then probably not the best parenting out there. But a little, being afraid keeps you alive. That's always an ongoing lesson. The day you're not afraid of anything is the day you're closer to kicking the bucket, because being afraid keeps your instincts lightning fast. So I think, scaring the kids a little bit is good for them. Pag, one of them's a blue-haired liberal now? Well, maybe you didn't scare him enough. Things happen, Pag. It's just the way life is. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom to you. Agent O Mall Santa trauma. Yeah. Cinderella, I have a bunny suit. Can I scare other people's kids? I mean, you could, but my big question is why do you got a bunny suit? What do you be doing on the weekends? Hey, baby, you want to see what's under Peter's cottontail? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's dressing up like a furry. You never know. You never know. Dean, Kid Rock overdressed as Zelensky overdressed for the White House. Underdressed? Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel any kind of way about Kid Rock wearing his like Daredevil costume or whatever. He was all red, white, and blue. There was just a lot of liberals crying about it because of Zelensky getting dogged by pretty much everybody about not wearing a suit. So the lefties were all mad that Kid Rock was rocking that red, white, and blue. Guess some of that bunny role play? Mm-hmm. Cinderella told on themselves. Russell, the monster is the rabbit. Yeah, the murder rabbit. I totally forgot about that. I didn't watch Spaceballs yet. I am, Russell. I'm going to do it. You ain't got to yell at me. I'm going to do it. The damn taxes. It's Uncle Sam's fault. Guess who? Jeff wants the cat version of the Kid Rock outfit. You called it. You got it. AKA my uncle, well, happy freedom to you, first of all. My uncle tried to scare my mom and her friend as a kid dressed as Jason, and my grandma chased him out of the house with a pair of scissors. Yeah, that's the consequences of trying to scare people. I'm not a lot of fun to scare. You jump out and scare me, and God only knows what'll happen, you know? I don't want things to be like that, but I'm just not a lot of fun to scare. I'm kind of a party killer. I don't know. Steve as Kid Rock at the White House reminded me of Elvis. There was a lot of people saying that. What's up, Duck and Felonies? Happy freedom to you. That's badass, Duck and Felonies. You guys be safe out there. Don't work too hard. It's badass, Wayward. I appreciate you. Sam, you crack me up. I definitely can't say that out loud, but that is hilarious. Hey, thank you for being here, Breezed by You. Be safe out there. All right, hooligans. Let's get into this next one. Like I said, this is lefties losing it. Of course, it's a plethora of videos of lefties losing their marbles. Now, some of the videos in this video we have seen, but they're so good they're worth watching twice. Of course, Rita's going to make it nice and fun for us. Hit that like button over on Rumble, as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. I must confess, I have never seen a Star Wars film or Star Trek film. Couldn't tell you if there is a difference between the two. And it's just as well that I have been spared these movies because according to the lefty star of the latest franchise, John Boyega, Star Wars fans are racist, white elitist, and the film has occupied the whitest space.
They're pandering. Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Like, this franchise is so white that it's like a black person existing in that was something. And you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. I'm like, bro, it's just, they just scattered that in there, bro. They're okay with us playing the best friend. But once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much.
Now I feel like a cookie. That was a bit of a odd analogy, wasn't it? To DC now, where Republican politicians are fighting back against the soy boy lefty protesters, and they are being savage. Here is Tim Burchett.
Do you trust Trump's national security team to keep our war plans top secret?
Do you trust your mother every night to fix your Hot Pockets and make sure your Game Boy is turned on?
Oh my word. He said, do you trust your mother every night to fix your Hot Pockets and make sure your Game Boy is turned on? Brilliant, brilliant. And here is Jim Banks being accosted by a left-wing activist who has been sacked from his taxpayer role.
Hi, I was a worker at HHS. I was fired illegally on February 14th. There are many people who are not getting social service programs, especially people with disabilities? Are you going to do anything to stop what's happening?
You probably deserved it.
I deserved it?
You probably deserved it.
I deserved it.
Dude,
wow. Yeah, that's great to hear. Why did I deserve it?
Because you seem like a clown.
Okay, sir, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, he shouldn't have said that. I bet he's really sorry now that there is a media meltdown about that interaction. Just how sorry are you, Jim?
I won't back down. I won't apologize for it. I support President Trump and the DOGE effort 100% to cut wasteful spending and woke jobs out of the federal government, and we're just getting started. The Democrats and the left-wing media have lost their minds because I told a left-wing activist in the halls of the Senate office buildings yesterday what I really thought. A clown is a clown who's chasing senators through the halls with a cell phone, complaining about losing a left-wing woke job in the federal government that should have never been a job to begin with.
He is not sorry at all, and nor should he be, because despite the media lies, the Department of Government Efficiency is not cutting welfare other than to 150-year-old recipients. Watch this CNN host, Abby Phillips, being fact-checked on her own program.
He came to the state, he talked about cutting Medicaid, Social Security through DOGE, bringing those issues up.
Actually, he never talked. He explicitly said in Green Bay that he would not cut Social Security.
Well,
that's exactly what he said.
Talked at his rallies.
No, other people said about that, but I was there. I watched him.
Okay.
He did not say he was going to cut Medicaid.
Other people at his rallies who work for DOGE, who work for Elon Musk's organization, talked about those issues.
No, I was at the rally. Not one of them said that.
Do you
That's
think
what
that there are
protesters
risks?
said, but nobody there actually said that.
Do you think that there are risks here?
There are.
For
People believe
Republicans
the lies that
in
people are
those
saying
issues
about
being
that. But
associated
that's not at all what they
with
said. If people believe that Medicaid and Medicare is going to be touched, that's just a flat, outright lie. What he talked about are people who are over 120 years old, who clearly are not alive.
They're not even alive, Abby. They're not even alive. 120-year-old welfare recipients. Meanwhile, the Democrats are embarrassing themselves with more meltdowns. The post-election mass meltdown has not stopped. Watch here as Senator Cory Booker manages to speak for 25 hours straight in a completely pointless filibuster, a 25-hour non-stop tantrum about Donald Trump, Elon Musk. It is embarrassing.
What do I want for my fellow Americans? Do better than me. Do better than we in this body. We are flawed and failed people. When is it going to be enough? My voice is inadequate. My efforts today are inadequate to stop what they're trying to do. But we, the people, are powerful. We are strong. We have changed history. We have bent the arc of the moral universe. And now is that moral moment again. It's the moral moment again. God bless America. We need you now.
Lying makes you
Just
weak.
hours upon hours of blustering, performative craziness. Not even a toilet break throughout all that. I wonder if he was wearing an adult nappy. And they wonder why the Democrats in Congress have an approval rating of 21%. Now to another delicious case of instant karma. Let's first listen to this lefty boast about his hacking and doxing efforts against conservatives.
Yes, I doxed the truckers. I did it. It was me. I hacked Give, Send, Go, baby. And I do it again. I do it 100 times. I did it. I did it. Come at me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me, huh?
What are you going to do to me? Well, charge you with various offenses.
Arrested and charged with stealing data from the Texas Republican Party. According to a press release from the Department of Justice, 37-year-old Aubrey Cottle faces multiple charges after allegedly hacking TexasGOP.org back in 2021. Cottle is accused of downloading a backup of the web server and sharing personal and other sensitive information. The charges were filed in an Austin federal court. If convicted, he faces 5 years in prison in the U.S. and could also face additional charges in Canada.
All right, lefties losing their marbles there. We're going to get into the fun stuff. We will be opening today's door from the advent calendar that was sent to us by Wad. I think we only got 2 days left. I don't know what we're going to do. You guys need to send more advent calendars. It's awesome. It has been a nice addition to Coffee with Hooligans. Like I said, we got 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled Tard Finder, and our official funny video of the day is titled Activate the Assault Rabbits. Lots of rabbit talk today. Did not see that coming. Either way, it's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about these lefties losing it. Josh 1776, chug, chug, chug. No, I gotta do these damn taxes. Gotta get these taxes finished so I don't have to deal with them anymore. Guess knowing I could beat him up gives me peace. Absolutely. Zero, he was methed up. He was something. Up there crying. Crying about nothing. 25 hours of crying about Trump and Elon. He's the final boss. When you're defeating all the crybabies, he's the boss at the end of the line. Snooks, what a loser. I know. Stoner, whiskey makes taxes fun. Yeah, the IRS doesn't agree. These numbers are wrong. You can see these bastards knocking on the door. I don't want those problems. Oh, I'm trying, Miss Jamie. I think I'm 20 hours into taxes or something like that. Last year, I think it took me almost 40 hours to do taxes. I'm gotten a little better at it. I don't think it'll take me 40 hours this time. Almost done. Tiger Jaw Bubble, we'll have some fun with him. Yep, playing with his long hair and all that. Shroomish, self-snitching fool. I know a guy on the internet, and he's like, I was committing crimes. What an idiot. Elder Zoomer bro cried for 24 hours straight. Cried for 25 hours straight. And he thinks he's special for it. I don't know. And then his aide got arrested for carrying an unlicensed firearm on the Capitol, or at the Capitol. So that means that Booker's aide brought more guns to the Capitol than anybody at J6. Snooks, last year was much worse for you? Yeah, it was. I think I had to take almost the whole week off just to get taxes done. Hair Juicer, y'all are doing taxes sober? I got to. I got to. I don't want anything bad to happen. Just give them all my money and just tell them to leave me alone. I don't want them knocking on my door bothering me. Pag, he's groveling. Yeah. I don't know. I'd be embarrassed to do that. Just go up there and just complain for 25 hours straight that you don't like these 2 guys that exist in the world. Like, that's sissy stuff. Crying about other men like that? I don't know. What's up, Royal? Happy freedom to you. BC, that guy was from Canada, the one that was snitching on himself. Dean, his hair turned gay. Yeah, this could be real gay in prison. What's up, Retro? Happy freedom to you. Commies Gone Wild. See, that's a pretty good title right there. What's up, DL? Happy freedom to you. Holy, thank you so much, Tiger Jaw, for gifting 10 subs over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much, Tiger Jaw. Holy. You guys better thank Tiger Jaw. That stuff is not free. Guess I'm too old and fat to run, but I can kick, punch, and shoot. I'm in the same boat, guess I'm. Alright, hooligans, let's get into the fun stuff. Gotta have some fun stuff before it's time to do taxes. Holy, the way I was screaming at the computer yesterday, I'm surprised I didn't break my lease or my vocal cords. Like I said, we're going to open today's door from the advent calendar sent to us by Wad, and we got these 2 funny videos coming up. But first, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, locals, buy me a coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, getting into the advent calendar, we got 5, 6, we got a couple days left. I thought we were down to the last 2. We still got time. Let's see, what is today? Day 18. Now we're gonna sample this. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. We are sampling today's lucky door, your back door. This is titled Roe & Co. Blended Irish Whiskey. Yeah. It's going to be good. Even if it's not good, it's going to be good. I'm going to rip its little tail thing out. Oh, I can't. Come on, you little waxy thing. There we go. Removed it. It's good stuff. Let's take a sample here. Actually, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to let it... I can't remember what it's called. You guys were telling me. You got to let it sit there and be exposed. We got to let it breathe. We're going to let it breathe this time. I'm going to set it right here so I don't accidentally smack it over because you don't put your drinks near your electronics. That's a mandatory rule there. I'm going to let this sit here and let it breathe for a second. We're going to take a little shot after the funny videos. Thank you so much, Wad. I really appreciate you. All right, let's get into these funny videos and we'll go ahead and take a little shot. Like I said, this first one, let me get this set up really quick. This first one is titled Tard Finder.
Don't touch people. Come on. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands. They're so... Why do you always go to violence and keying Teslas and throwing Molotov cocktails? Why do you always have to get violent? Peaceful protest. Peaceful protests. Peaceful protests. Peaceful protests. Peaceful...
Smoking them, the whole crew. The lefties are so stupid. They're the only ones standing around with swastikas on their signs calling everyone else Nazis. That's a special kind of stupid there. Let's get into our official funny video of the day. Yes, I think this is it right here. I don't know why there's so much rabbit talk. This is titled Activate the Assault Rabbits. Yes. Got the tactical rabbits available. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. Drop it in all the chats. I'm going to take this shot, and then I'm going to struggle to tell you guys about the Linktree. Because that's how we do shit over here. Got some danger, Will Robinson. Gotta get Klaus Daniels a mech suit like that. Alright, let's take a shot really quick. And like I said, we'll struggle through this Linktree advertisement. Oh, damn. Whew. That's got a smell to it. My nuggets tightened up. Whew. Jesus loves us. Cheers, hooligans. Oh. Oh. Stay down. Holy. Whoo. Whoo. Jesus loves us. Oh. That needs some chaser. That is. My mouth is over salivating. Women, you should drink this. This is that blended Irish whiskey. You just be slobbering all over it after a sip of this. Okay, hooligans. Well, there's the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running. every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. Whew. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley. You'll have access to the forums. You'll have access to the arcade. And you will also have access to our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats that gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling, and more. jeffmaclive.com is the place to be and the home of the hooligans. So definitely go get yourself a membership. Who? That shot is getting me. Holy moly donut shop. Anyways, we're going to read through the chat really quick, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Holy Josh 1776, I can't read that out loud. No, hair juicer. No. You guys are missing out not having a membership on the website. Russell, when are we doing the voice chat? Okay, so like I told you guys over on the website, I have to do these taxes or I will never get beyond this nightmare. But I did tell you guys, I got to find the books. I moved everything. As long as I could find the books, they're here somewhere. I will show up in the voice chat in a little while after the live, and we'll read that last story. I think it's Why Mommy Hits Daddy While Drinking or something like that. I can't remember. I think that's the one we're going for. So I will stop into the voice chat, and we will have a little story time. But I got to be real quick because I got to get these taxes done. So definitely look forward to the voice chat. If you guys want to be a part of the voice chat, you got to get a membership for jeffmaclive.com. Well, I will let you know, Snooks. Thank you for offering. Sam, yeah, that was spicy. I mean, there, sometimes it tastes all right, sometimes it don't, but that stuff was gas. That was gasoline. Josh 1776. Now smoke a blunt. I can. I'm in subsidized housing. It's a felony. You gotta get some. You got time. I gotta go find the book. I moved everything because I'm doing my taxes. I don't want to get everything all mixed up. That's why there's no Klaus Tower right here. I just moved everything, bring my tax paperwork over here. Freely texting, you're a lightweight. Yeah, I usually drink sissy drinks. If I'm drinking whiskey, there's normally Dr. Pepper in it. Hi, Plains Drifter. Now you are Irish. I'm Irish and Scottish. But mostly Italiano. Elisa, Irish whiskey puts hair on your balls. Puts hair on your eyeballs. Metal Mouth, your eyes are telling the whole story. Yeah, can't hide it. Miss Jamie, blow on a lighter. I try not to blow things, no matter how drunk I get. Oh, I appreciate you, Pumpkin. Thank you. You're the bestest. Thank you, Rappy. MU, those taxes will be spicy. That is true. My tax guy is going to be like, why'd you write all these notes? Just cuz. I was thinking about you, buddy. Send him a bunch of emails. Sometimes I do. I'm like, okay, brace yourself. I'm about to upload all this crap. It's like 650 pages of numbers. Here you go. Thanks for being here, Viola. Rich, Dickel Sour Mash Whiskey. That sounds like it sounds like Mad Gab. Guess who? Jeff's like, can I write off the memes? I could. What's up, Jay Muzu? Happy freedom to you. Jay Muzu, just go to HR Block. It only cost me $200. Oh man, I've never spent less than $500 at H&R Block, and I have to do all the paperwork. I drop it off and they're like, we're not doing that. It's literally this thick of pages that I have to come up with. I have to print out the transactions and create overview sheets for all of them. It's a pain in the ass. It wouldn't be if I did financial paperwork every day, but I'd rather wait till it's tax time and do it all in a period of 3 days. What's up, God's Pirate? Happy Freedom. Dr. Pepper? Yeah, Dr. Pepper's the only pop I drink. What's up, Swedish? Happy Freedom to you. Summer of Love 2.0 is heating up. It is. The warmer it gets, the more they'll be crying in the streets. What's up, Manna? Happy Freedom. What's up, Nicole? No, Dean, we don't drink soda up here in Michigan. It's pop. Some Faygo. What's up, Mary Beth? Happy Freedom. You know you can hire someone to do your taxes? Nah, not my taxes. I don't know anybody that'll do it. Hey, thanks for being here, Sam. Ghostly, all soda is Coke. I guess. Freely texting Gago. There's a lot of people up here that like Faygo. It's a little bit too sweet for me. Thanks for being here, Miss Jamie. Guess IRS is like, Jeff, what is Crackerville? Yeah, you guys always get me in trouble. That's the thing with the voice chat is I Google everything we're talking about in the voice chat. If they ever go through my search history, they're going to have some questions. Hair juicer, my taxes usually cost about $1,000. Definitely worth it. You have to pay in $1,000 or just to get them done? I usually pay $550 to get them done, and then I usually have to pay, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000 into taxes. Just depends. Rich, do it quarterly? Yeah, it would be better if I did do it quarterly. Jmuzu, is it bad where you live? Gangs and shit? No, there's nothing where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, Rich, it would be better if I do it quarterly, but I just don't have time. I just don't. I hate doing financial paperwork. What's up, Jem? Happy Freedom. Who? The whiskey's it's coming back. All right, hooligans. It's time to do the thing. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Aw, man, we were supposed to do the Pledge of Allegiance in the beginning. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, hooligans. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. We're going to read through one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I'll be keeping an eye out for Caroline Levitt in case we got a press briefing, which I don't think we've had one this week, but it's hard to tell. It's been a rough week. And we'll also keep an eye on President Trump in case he goes live tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have my taxes done so I can be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed instead of all pissed off and cussing too much. We'll see how it goes. Either way, reading through and we're wrapping her up. Oh, thanks for being here, hair juicer. Josh17 said, oh yeah, it is Free Speech Saturday tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me, Josh. Thanks for being here, Elisa. Metal Mouth, Faygo's the Juggalo juice. It is. I can't believe Faygo doesn't do deals with ICP and all of them as Psychopathic Records, because I feel like they're single-handedly keeping the brand alive. Yeah, Metal Mouth. Oh, I know. There's lots of ICP fans up here in Michigan. Thanks for being here, Tony Rez. Thank you, Sage Pup. It's the whiskey talking. Messing me up. Thank you, Zero. Thank you, 10 Man. Thank you, Meta. Appreciate you, Tony Rich. Thanks for being here, Rich. Oh, I tried, Dean. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Wayward. You be safe as well. All right, hooligans, I think we're good to go. Like I said, I got to get these taxes started, but we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Free Speech Saturdays, Coffee with Hooligans. So that means we will not be live on YouTube and we will not be live on Twitch, because on Free Speech Saturday, we ain't got time for those goofy-ass community guidelines. We will be live on Kick, Rumble, jeffmaclive.com, as well as X. So when we go live tomorrow and you start getting those notifications, just know where you got to be. You can use that Linktree link. It has all of the live stream links at the very top of the list. So that's the easiest way to figure out where to go for Free Speech Saturday. I appreciate all of you guys being here and dealing with my bullshit and the technical problems that just seem inevitable for no reason. I literally didn't even do anything. I just ended the live and started it 3 or 4 times and then it just worked. Doesn't make any sense, but I still appreciate you guys being here and jumping through the hoops with me. Definitely go out there, find yourself some good food, enjoy the day any way you can, but make sure to stay safe while you're out there. Those crazies, they're dickless and they're angry. So stay safe while you're out there and make your way back to us tomorrow for Free Speech Saturday. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.